It's business as usual. I mean, it's our third year in a row of hosting, so we're very excited about the opportunity of being one of the 16 teams that gets to host a regional. We obviously drew a very tough field. Morehead State, a very, very good ball club, just beat Tennessee Tech, who was a 2 seed, in their conference championship final. So they're going to be an awfully tough test. Very offensive ball club in game 1 for us. And then you look at St. John's. They're in it year in and year out. They've got a great ball club, and we all know how good Vanderbilt is. So, we've got a tough regional here, but we wouldn't expect it any other way. And we're excited about the opportunity to see, what we can do this weekend here at home.
You made it very clear over the past few weeks that you thought your team was worthy of a national seed. How disappointed are you that it didn't work out?
Well, the bottom line is we always want to be a national seed. But on the other hand, we also want to win a regional. So, I think that's the next step. Whether you're a national seed or not, you can't play in a super regional unless you win a regional. So let's worry about what we can control first and foremost, which is trying to play our best baseball this weekend to see if we can find a way to win a regional here at home, and then we'll move on to the next step if we get that far. So that's our big focus right now, is regardless if we're a national seed or not, we get to play at home. There's a lot of teams that don't get the opportunity to play at home in a regional, and we do, so we're grateful for that. And hopefully we can play our best baseball this weekend, find a way to win a regional here at home, and advance.
Are you surprised that it was that you guys have paired up with FSU after y'all played so many times this year?
No, I'm not surprised. And again, I really don't worry too much about that. I mean, again, we can't control the decisions that are made there. All we can control is what we do on the field. And we had a great year. I mean, we had a great regular season. I thought we played really well in the tournament. Obviously, we had a really tough loss to Florida State, who's a great club. But we won 45 games, finished 22-8 in the regular season in our league. And, we were ranked in the top 10 for a number of weeks, top 8 for a number of weeks. So I felt like we've had a great year up to this point. But we all know what matters, and that's this week. So we're not really concerned with whether we're a national seed or not at this point. We know that we're at home. That's a great feeling for all of us. I'm very pleased with my ball club and happy for my ball club. Now it's time to focus on the task at hand, which is trying to prepare our team for a tough regional and see what we can do.
This regional has a certainly familiar feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it does. And and we'll begin looking at those clubs this afternoon and just trying to figure out their personnel, their pitching staffs, the strengths, the weaknesses of each club, and I'm sure they're going to be doing the same with us. So, but every year is a different year. Every team is a different team. So, regardless of the fact that we have St. John's and Vanderbilt back in our regional again, they're different clubs this year than they were last year, and we're a different team than we were last year. So, I don't put a whole lot of stock into that. But we're just excited again for the opportunity to be here at home and see if we can play good baseball.
Anything else?
How do you feel like this team is kind of ready to go into the postseason and get ready to try to win a regional?
Well, we've been a very consistent ball club all year. We've had our ups and downs, but we've had a whole lot more ups than we have downs. This team's been extremely consistent all year. I felt like we played really good baseball in the ACC tournament. We're in good shape right now. So I feel very good about this week. My biggest concern, quite frankly, is the weather. Is just being able to prepare our team for this weekend. It rained today. We were inside. It looks like we may be inside for 3 days in a row. So that's the biggest concern for me as a head coach, is just trying to do everything that I can to prepare our team for this weekend with limited ability in terms of being able to get on the field and really practice the way that we would want to practice in preparation for a regional.
After Florida State won yesterday, did you maybe start to get a feeling that the national seed wouldn't happen? Or
I did. Again, congratulations to Florida State. I mean, that was a heck of a ball game, back and forth ball game, and they deserved to win the ball game, and they won the tournament. But, again, I don't focus too much or worry too much about things I can't control. And, Florida State and Louisville game yesterday has nothing to do with us, so we don't really worry about that a whole lot. Again, we only worry about what we can control, and I look at our resume and what we've been able to do this year. I'm very proud of our team and what they've accomplished up to this point, and we're in a great position right now, and we'll be ready to go.
What did you think of the explanation for the 6 through 11 spots there.
I know that, the committee has a very, they've got a lot of tough decisions. And again, it's like splitting hairs. A lot of times when you look at those resumes and you're trying to figure out, which resume is better than the other one, and, 6 to 7 to 8 and so on and so on and so on. I'm not in the room. I don't know exactly what the metrics are that they value. But I do know what I know about our club. And, 45 wins was the most in Power 5 schools. And 22 wins, tied for the lead in the regular season in the ACC with North Carolina. So we've had a good year. Now, whether our resume was light in some areas, that's up to them. All I know is the schedule that the ACC gave us, we played it and we won 22 of 30 games. So we did very, very well, and proud of our club. And I feel like we can compete with anybody. So. And there's been a lot of teams that have won regionals. There's been a lot of teams that have won super regionals that were not national seeds. So we've been on all ends of it. So bottom line is none of that matters. What matters is how we play this weekend against this field. And hopefully, as the head coach, I can put our team in a position to play our best baseball this weekend. And if we do that, we're going to give ourselves a chance to win this regional in advance.